nakushemerere bashitamana nyamwiza izoba ni Sunday shaha ishatu kusya inagwanye chiro ntwanshemerera kumangweja watwegeitaho aha tayari West TV hamwe na ha YouTube channel yanje ya shitamana nyamwiza nyewe ndi Barbara Nyamwiza turi Kampala Bugolobi aha studios za tayari West TV twajira mugishanya mrunji ogwo kutayesa Sheila Tusiime Sheila no manya no munyamakuru na shoma makuru ya TV aine business yo kujeka abantu emyenda na za traditional wear yari kweta love and lace Sheila nagambirire mukoro ninga shecha abajungu muri kweta moderator corporate moderating and emceeing Sheila aine podcaster ha YouTube ho na mnywani we mugume ya Mind Your Head UG mwene Sheila no manya kandi yose no munshaba rihanga yatomujishangwize beri ya Sheila Tusiime niriyeri mwene ndambitsiriza ibyo tubitandisha amajingaga munywani wawe rihanga hari mwete mugambeho omukwateho otubatandikiriza Sheila yaza kufera katandisha nakushemerera Sheila Tusiime
munsasire kwijaleti
awi twakushemerera kandi twakusasira ebyo tabitini
okay finally
ohumuri
okay
nakushemerera
nakira
okurugaho nkakubona bagambira kunkwijire
mencho sasire
omhara
no kwiriva
no kwiriva I can assume or imagine
koreki kubaha you need to do this then komuzire byona
birabirenda nguburi okay when ruhangana bwe nywe inchirizo mbuna ko bwaruhango bushikire ruhanga kajira ngo izobere Sheila na Barbara barubugabugana
indeed
kandi mbu mwini wije
kana inashemera
amen yebarekore
no kujezaho
apana tori kugeza abakuba naje ngonogezaho ninza kuba nabi nokoraje webare ebyo rukora nimbirebe by'amahurira go rukusoma nindebe bya love and less bridal abante mishana na za suite na za go no bajwe kaje nimbireba Mind Your Head podcast ninkureba na mugume mwebare bantu
mwebare supportinga because orakole kintu otine ka entrepreneur otine clients ningo otine audience yoragamba nabo then orakora busha so kandi no kutugaza mamani kugira ngo muratureba murabiturakora murabisima so mwebare
ubwende kureba karagamba rucigabana ngumenda ka comparing na kaka
disclaimer no kujeza ndi kujeza
akara gambo ruzungu hari kagambo ruzungu bata hata we hari kugambo ruciga we ngumenda kareba
yes because really kabare ni umka donc akuri mu town konka kabare will always be home
okay so katutandika Sheila ni wo hano wankai akazarguha yakurira kahe
okay amazina ni Sheila Tusiime daddy akafa konka akabari mu police Uganda police
okay
tukakurira nsambya
mujya bakampala
abakampala ombaraksi
ego
so ndatunga abantu barambuza when you went to the field why was security your area nka journalist ramangwata newsroom you have to specify
right.
But for mini background yanje nkarebe bidadi yakozire okuri ambaraksi I got to appreciate the work of abasirikari and yes so for me it was easy bakabara mweta James Tarshoche no akabare
nkahe
kabare see how I've forgotten the name
the village echaro
the village after Muhanga when mami aza kunyita
Muhanga noza buchinda njoma buchundura nicho charo
yes
omuruka gombora marawe that should be better how easier
no buchundura mami no abgonje
Bugonji famous
yes mami no abgonji so no mukura we went to both but mainly bugonji
abukugira ngo dada kabari kunakora
yes then up country kuza up country by'abasirikare babimanya deployment barakuta aho barakutani horaza so kunka yes that is Sheila
uri mwana wakangahe muri bangahe
last born Nyarashembaye.
You are the people who had life easy.
Did we?
That's
I did.
That's the notion and assumption mostly.
I did conquer with intention. Omuntu tara not to spoil you. Conquer
tough love.
Yes, tough love.
Okay. So was a ransambia barracks?
Yes.
Muri abishiki bangahe?
Abishiki batanu n'umwojo.
Nyinonterere cyane cenju yanyu barracks. Abakuba nyonyine owitaye nakurize ni makenge opposite na barracks.
Yes.
Haza nkashomero ame school. Mweni ntekateka nyine idea ye barracks. Kunga ndiwo beni waje twegambira enju yanyu uri kuza kwetegereza mukani mukura mukamyo munju ya muringo chi muri mami yari kora chi mukusiba nko mukosiba no kora chi that kind of thing.
Now obuna kuzire my elder siblings bakakurira nsambya barracks yarazimanya in a section ya flats, then section ya
unipots,
the unipots, then the bungalows. So tukatanchira omu flats.
Okay.
So
meaning that the kaju man mwarawo.
He was ntakachigambe mu Lujungu. He was very intentional about building meaningful relationships.
Okay.
So and he was very diligent with his work. So it got him to very many places, even growing through the ranks. Yes. So tukatanchira mu the flats. Zikazi tari kubi mnonga nkahati. Of course now the situation has changed. Yes. Then later bam promoting at wazamu the bungalows. Omukura kutanika kwetegereza je. I can say the life I remember very well neyo mu bungalows. And at that time, Daddy Akabara traveling a lot up country. His deployments were mainly up country. Konkandi, at that time, I went to Nakasero Primary School.
Shit. Shida, you were a planned police manizi child.
Yes.
Abakubana wena kubuze cyeshubuze nukutegereza ngo ngambire tukatwine unipoti erosa. Nge nantegereza. Not that for any reason, but because that's the impression and the community that place is.
Yes.
So, new expectation, I'm not saying that I'm disappointed. Thank you for sharing that.
Yes.
So,
no, but also, by the time I came into this world, or I got to understand, I'm very sure that Daddy had walked a journey.
I mean, you were last born.
Yes. So I'm sure maybe Okumshanga at that level, he started from somewhere.
Yes,
How I saw the unipots, they were there and there were people living in them. But now the time I grew up and the ranks were different, but he didn't start from the high rank.
Okay.
So I'm sure he walked that journey. Konka, I was fortunate enough that by the time I was grown, I was not part of
that other side.
Yes, that other side.
Simam kam.
Ndamsima mnonga.
Amen.
So
ngazarirwa.
Twazarirwaho. I remember that time. Actually, I don't know if you remember Doreen. We used to work with her, not Komhanji. Akafa, she used to work with us.
Bless
she
her
died
soul.
here like
What's
3
her
years
African
ago.
name?
Tusiime. Was she Tusiime?
Akanjira,
when I joined Next Media, she told me, Sheila, do you remember me? I said, no. She's like, can't remember her flat here too. And we would look at you people going to church every Sunday. We would wait for your dresses.
Ah, beautiful.
Like, appearance for her is everything.
She's an African mother.
Yes, Konkara Chirenzi. Like till today, how you show up. You have to show up.
I saw a clip on TikTok yesterday, and the guy was sharing a story. Unfortunately, he was eulogizing his mom, and he was saying how his mother was always late, and they knew it. In that, on his wedding, the mom appeared 10 minutes after church.
But then they should have told her a different time so that she comes.
Thing is, I don't know. I think that for some reason, even then. And why was she late?
She appearance for her is. So that was it. Sunday church was a must, and the church was the church within the barracks. So it was the same people, same community.
Those days there were churches and they were active.
Yes, they were active.
Okay.
So Sunday church, week school, akatala twitchiriza mnonga kuza kuzana n'abandi.
Excuse me, can we please turn off AC or reduce it? People have given me 100 times feedback of coffee. Manyani nkora. When musafiri neberi AC kandi afite wachendes. Ngutugumiza mtu abakore bizo bariona.
You're always coughing.
Yes, because AC gets me there.
Or allergies. So we didn't really interact much apart from the families. Ezitwa turamanya, ezitwa kuzine nanzo, like I'm going to, we are very close. But that was life really.
Okay.
And then eventually to our Mbaraki, Daddy managed to get a small piece of land around Kenju, to Azamu, to Agumamu, to Akura. The house is still there.
Okay.
Mom is still there.
Okay.
But
Beautiful.
now we've all created our own.
I mean,
parts.
look at the last born.
Yes. Proud last born.
Yes.
Yes.
Gladly, I could assume so as well.
Yes.
So, Ishomeru, watancha Nakasero?
Yes, Nkaza Nakasero Primary School. I have very many OBs and OGs. When people see me on TV, I see people in my DMs saying OG, and I'm like, yes. Karwara, through school.
Sorry.
I'll not go in detail, but in Karwara, I was first at St. Joseph's in Zambia because it was easier. I have a sister that I follow. Habokuba were the last two. Tukatwine that closeness. Umbana, the last two. And Christmas, our clothes were the same. Our shoes were the same. Yes, we would be twinning. Yeah. So, Wakazana Mgongo, Uganda matters. But remember, she was ahead of me. So, you went St. Joseph's.
In Zambia.
In Zambia.
He
no. But I kept saying the Ndakuba with my sister. So they moved me to Namgongo. Namgongo, Nkadwara, then the conditions. There are those that have gone through Namgongo, no?
Boarding school, yeah?
Boarding. Even the other one was boarding. S1, S2. Now I moved to S2, the other side. Okay.
Konga, primary in Nakasero, then Zambia.
Yes, then Zambia S1.
Sorry, Mshanju, primary in Nakasero.
Yes.
How was Nakasero, Mara?
I loved Nakasero. I loved Hawokuba. Things had changed by the time we got there. Of course, now when you pass by, you see
a lot.
The classrooms are not the same. Konka, it was a good school then.
What things strike you when you think about Wagarkenyi Mahokaranzia, Wiro Worium primary in Nakasero? Nevin Sevier Pushko Kajot, Echi,
Mr. Didas Triamrev, Akabari headmaster then. Akatkunda, everyone. Or Makubamu Ishomero, but you know there is someone who actually is looking out for you to succeed. You're not just a figure that is adding money to the school account. Then, of course, we were among the top, I think, 5 schools then. Okora J in terms of discipline, in terms of
academics,
primary war planning for sports day that know would make you look. Then Mnyuani, the friends that I had. So I really am a proud associate of Nakasero. Manners, basic manners that were taught and that I still use up to now.
Okay. Okashoma no tahu wiro wo Nakasero was I mean day. Okay.
Ndashoma ndataha.
Dada kureta umwazi ya kuachira.
Sometimes, other times tukatwine like that community thing which parents don't have now. That this neighbor na nogu the children are going to the same school. So mkasheshe Barbara niwaraza kutwala abana bone.
Then tomorrow Sheila's turn.
Yes, like that. Which I think economic that sense of community and relationships between the children, because hati your neighbors in the same community, same estate, but you do not know each other because weekend abana baze mumza party baze out, like that sense of community is no for very many reasons, understandable reasons, of course. Then for me I felt like it helped us build the community I grew up with, the one my age mates away from the age mates sister banje, I know some of them. I'm still interacting with them.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Kali hatu nakasero twarugayo. Twaza Nsambya.
Twaza Nsambya. Oh, I'll never forget Nsambya because remember now you're used to home.
Okano Henda, is that where you had put like your first choice?
I had put Namgongo because of my
Your
sister.
sister. But
But even then, Orama, that when you make these P7 decisions, you're not...
you're a child.
There's, yeah, on your mwana, so you're influenced by so many things that are not actually what you want, really, because tuashitama kuchiteka tekaho, but you have to fill in the forms.
Agreed.
Right? So St. Joseph's again, mami akabara manyo muntu, so... And for them it's near home.
And you're sickly.
And I was sickly. So nazayo, one thing I remember that I was taught that I have carried on till today, of course, na mami akonjezaho, but that one, I'm not, hygiene, na cleanliness. Hawakuwa bakaba tumsa, like weekends, turakuta kem fridge, yona, everywhere.
Yes.
And there was an old lady she was strict. Then, torachetegereza why? Because with all these fees that I'm paying, you know, hire people to come and Okugora would use those old tradition flat irons.
Is that makara? Beautiful.
Kuzam kitchen then makara, and then our uniforms had pleats. In S1 kutanta gora pleats says to be as neat as
it's quite a job.
Then of course, this I wasn't doing at home, but I had to learn to peel. But we learned. You're the ones going to eat it. So, who do you want to peel for you? Yes. And we were so annoyed. But we learned. And those are values I carry on till today.
So,
kitchen.
I know you eat your own food.
Yes.
I have had that a lot.
Yes. Ndakunda kuteka, it's my... It's how I plan for my day in the morning. Can't no mutum kitchen when I'm there. So whoever has to do whatever they're doing, they do. When I come in, it's my grounding place for as I start my day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful. When Nsambya wazayo byagum.
1 year. Omutima ukaguri?
Namgongo.
Yes. So naza Namgongo. And it also didn't go well.
Because, I mean, the environment,
the conditions, the pressures, the health issues beyond Biarema.
Oh dear. So you had to depart from your sister?
Yes, I had to depart from her. But Nahati, we are still close. I think she's the one person that I tell her every day. Every day. Beautiful. We have our fights like siblings, but...
I imagine you're the one who brings that trouble.
Why?
Last born. Last bonds.
Or the biased her last bonds.
I have seen that. Oh, if my sister was of age, she would tell you why I'm saying all these things. But no, last bonds.
Yeah, but...
and I have a lot of last born friends. Kajambo Mpum. I have one who is exactly what you're talking about. Giona.
Kuonka tuli abantu barungi. They're genuine people.
Ndabakunda mnonga. So
Nsambya naza Namgongo yarema. I went to East High in Tinda.
Yes. I keep wondering why they call that place East High in Tinda. It's in Kula. For all the times I've known that school, it's in Kula.
When they were establishing it, I think that's what they
started in Tinda and then shifted what?
But it remained with its name.
Yeah.
So Nazayo, I managed through until A level. Hatinagaruka. I went to St. Peter's in Zambia.
Okay.
It was near home, and I became now a day scholar.
Okay.
To manage
emotionally. Iwe nkomwana. Ebi abere nebibaho no hindura mashomero. Okano byetegereza. Okota kubichenga. Okano jangu bakurisiyo muka. Bandisia,
but partly I was also seeing that hatina za mwirwariro, hatina missing 2 weeks, then garikayo catching up, and
with secondary school it's a whole different thing.
And let me tell you, Barbara, if there's one person I appreciate, we may have our challenges, but there's one person, it's my mother. Because nkabandi kora medical tests, I remember there is a time we were supposed to do a test at Mulago, banja nti aliho kubyama otabyama because we are going to test the brain. The doctors, I'm sure, know that test.
So meaning
the whole night. When I try to doze,
oh no,
who
does that today?
Oh, that means no sleeping. Or in a muragora jimani. Ikumi nibiri. Otherwise the line.
Meanwhile, na ikumi nibinero. Hey, life. What you got?
But I managed through now as a St. Peter's and I finished my A-level.
What did you study?
At
A-level.
A-level, I did literature, Hague. Yes, Hague literature.
Be agenda bit?
Be agenda J. I was home. Whenever I needed help, I would get the help.
Omukomo abantu bagira ishomero ogumamna mami na dad mwenka.
Dada kafa 2005. That's the time I was in. Yes. So after that, na mami wenka. Abandi n'abantu bakuru hati even then bakaba they were not.
Ni wabiro lyakana.
Yes. Then the one I follow, the one I follow was at Makere already. Kunkara gumarija muka, and so I was literally home.
Hato yoze bintu oteka ombwire nkobo ninge byo kabitandika wakuzire
ebyo nkabitandika
okuhata no kufundikira
ebyo nkabitandika nakuzire konka nkaba ndi omuntu arakunde emirimo. I actually tell people that hati is when I started saying I will still do housework. Nomuka. Nina abantu to help me, my domestic managers, but I always ndakora nabo.
Okay.
And people at home always wonder, so why do you have this whole team?
And then you still work?
Orim kamkasheshe, orim masefria, orim cleaning. Like why? But ndajida nkakura ndachireba. So it's what I know. Nkakura ndareba. Na naza zai kasha mkaga nkajangu na gemota naza nsambia kureba mami. 100% sure. Ndamshangari kuteka.
Wow.
Na hati ombukuru fairly good health, but I will
find her in the kitchen.
So nkakura ndachireba, I think now I don't see it as suffering. I don't see it as...
It should never be seen as suffering, unfortunately.
But I understand also there are some people, if you kuteka, if you mirim, they don't like it. Right? But for me, I enjoy it. I enjoy it. So nkabanda bideba, I would help my cousins and when they had functions, I was never ngu bridesmaid. Sheila is in charge of this. Like I was always
here and she will do this.
Yes.
Lovely.
It's so recent when we went for my cousin Brenda's queen and I was seated. I even found it weird. I'm like, I had gotten up to say, where can I help? I said that, wait, what? I'm like, sit.
Same, my cousins reach out and they have events and they say, we want you to, I'm like, MC? No, not anymore. Family events.
Yes.
I also want to sit.
Yeah, to sit and enjoy.
Yeah. So, senior 6, VAC, I assume
Ndiomuka, but I think my friends keep telling me that kunda sentence. On that's kunda, but all of us, I think, we do. So I had always told people, unenda kwa TV. And I said that I've said this before.
Yeah.
Nkaenda Stracker's show was what? Midnight to 1?
Yeah. What was that show called?
Oh, mama, how went you talabia?
Stracker mwezi. Her show was Let's Show, yes.
Ndareba show, but I'm not even, yes, ndakunda local music.
And but where is Stracker, man?
You know, I wish she knew that.
But
you were
Stracker, do you know how much she impacted these people? It kubare banyo Stracker ngamanya bwa nyamatkata ngantani planned the child. But I know Stracker.
Nkanda mureba diligently.
Bas. Mpaka shamshanju ya chingu.
Yes. Kumreba, I like local music, and that's why people keep teasing me. Even nakora na TikToks, I use local songs. Yes. Kunka, even the concerts, like you'll find me attending Mariam Dagire and who. It's not that I will not listen to Joshua Baraka, I don't know, but I find that the local music has more meaning in the message.
It's way relatable.
Yes.
Cuts across time and space as well.
So nka let shonka anda jireba, for the entertainment bit of it konka kureba nkogu muntu ngu how do you sustain this audience for 2 full hours?
Yes.
Tuli out shami. Is it something that you are born with? Is it something you train yourself?
Is it magic?
Are you reading off a teleprompter? How, you know, nkoko the guests that ndamreba, and for me it was like I want to do this. Not the show in particular, but this is the space I want to be in. Another person I've talked about so many times is Kazora.
Yes. JK.
I used to follow Kazora a lot. We are at KFM. Nerizoba watambro kazansambia in my room. My wardrobes have newspaper cutouts of Kazora. All the articles he did, I read them. Kwetegereza, this thing that I want. Abariyo, how? Is it training? Is it character? What does it take?
Have you met Kazora?
I remember then, I even went to KFM randomly.
To see him.
You
should meet him again now and you tell him this.
Now I've met him. There's a time he had a show, but I didn't even tell him. I'd meet him like in the corridors, either I'm going on set or
rush time.
Konka, I really followed him. I then Tusiime, Sheila, they came up then, Gashumba, Flavia, Tusiime, they started the Teens Club. I started
MC Cuts.
Ndabareba, I was really intentional and kept, and you know, up to now, some of my friends, but Sheila, when you want something, and that is me.
Yes.
That is me. When I say ndachenda kandi naza kuchikora. Ndachikora. Konka nagambya nti ndaza kuchikora.
Tiwochikora.
Even if I don't know, tindaza kuchikora.
Okay, so Form 6 vacation.
So Form 6 vacation, I try to look for things to do. Ngambira mami, she's like, maybe you can work. We had a relative in a hospital. Okay. Nka reception now. So I start there at the reception.
Was it near home?
Yeah, it was. The hospital is still there. But of course, as a child, it's not what you want. Yeah. It's not what you want. It's not konka, because I already had that thing of Denda code.
You had to start somewhere.
I had to start somewhere. Of course, then you join Makere. Interesting story. Otambuza details.
No,
Tinabyeje, not what I'm doing now, but also in my first year at Makere is when I gave birth to my first daughter.
But you were still working at that hospital?
I was still working at that hospital at some point because nkaanda shereka the pregnancy. My mom got to know about my pregnancy. I was, I think, a month to giving birth. Yes, I used to do watoto ministry. I used to do the choir.
Yeah. And you were okay?
I was okay. I had my body. I was tall and I was big, you know, but I was busy. You know.
Did you understand the whole concept of whatever was happening to you? Of, I am going to have a child, and mentally, how are you?
I can say yes and no.
Okay, I mean, you're a child. Why am I asking all this?
Yes, because
once you're like 20, 19 or thereabout.
Yes, I understood it then, but to deeply now, that I'm reflecting on it. Yeah. So,
Mommy gets to know.
But even getting to know me, I was determined.
How does she know?
So Ronnie, Pastor Ronnie, he was at watoto then so what was kumugambira because time has run out.
Yeah.
Also,
you need to tell her when what if something
I wasn't thinking like that. Had you thinking like that as an adult.
For him now he was
adult.
Yes.
So yeah, mugambira. Of course, kabazire bitu murabamanya, disappointed, but no mwana wao.
Yeah. Kandi chibitu chibachawo.
But that phase also happened. Nazara, I said I want to continue with my school. The child, I got support from my mom, my sisters. So tinari kupi. I don't even want to lie that nkandi kupi. at any one point. Yeah. Nkaba ndije bakamureberera barebera omwana. I was working.
You breastfed?
Yeah, I breastfed. I supplemented with the NAN. Natunga umurimo ha Uganda Telecom in the call center.
Kawaboa man.
And Uganda Telecom. Then not even Uganda Telecom, the telecoms, working in the telecoms. Those were the days. Oboshango muntu mu baraine ID ya MTN ninga because
yes, business cards bakuziteka.
Exactly, because they are showing off that day. So those were the days.
You Gen Zs will never relate.
The telecoms then working there.
Like a corporate t-shirt.
Ojwara esatia wona Fridays are mass those shirts they used to give that are branded. Ozam baranes and now when you think about it, you're like
who does that? Ngana kwechura.
So anyway, that also helped me. So I was supporting.
You left the hospital job when you got pregnant.
Yes.
Was kushoma.
Naza kushoma. You know those first months.
Yes.
Kurebera mwana try and settle in. I would go school, home. School, home. I was doing the evening.
You weren't in hostel, you're home?
No, I was home.
Okay, good.
I was home. Me, I'm a home person.
Okay.
Tinda kunde bya kuona abona. So
last born.
So nkabanda rigamuka and also I had like set up my place at home. So I had my
routine,
support.
Space
yes,
and all those
so
things,
that Shoma then working also came in and I managed through.
Okay,
but omtima kwabaguri.
Journalism. I'm coming there. I'm
coming.
Yes, ma'am.
So, mkwega nkandajira because this is where my heart is. Nkore journalism. Nkore what do I do? Exactly. Kwonka I was also not
decided.
Not decided. There was now this transition of life. Of now it's not about you, it's about
people.
Konka kugambire that nywe yandende chintu
onachijendera
kandi nkareba that mami akabari a bit disappointed. And I said I'm not going to focus but I said now the focus is not her. Hati organizer kumta aside, the focus is me.
Na no mwana yazarwa juna mami. With that, I have to bounce back.
I have to bounce back. I have to make this work and make sure that everything aligns. So, now as a career, of course, now I couldn't do the journalism course I wanted. And they gave me a course that I did, I think, for a year.
Why guys are changing a course after 1 year?
But then, I kept applying to the stations.
Okay. Okay.
I kept applying. I think nkakora nka screen tests the NTV nka like 20 times.
Oh dear. Yes, around that time is it when they were starting?
They had launched now NTV and NTV kabiri NTV then.
In German.
I remember Morris akanjira konka shana tukutunje ekitanda urara because every time they would call in, I would come in. Finally, I got in.
Yes.
Like any newsroom, I atandika with reporting. Now the child is going to school. Now I'm trying to stabilize. I'm saying, okay, how do I balance? How do I now go to school and do what I want and focus on it? So natandika newsroom, natandika kora. I started doing now small courses there, short courses there to that planning.
When they recruited you, bakaba to Nairobi for training.
Now that when I came, that phase had ended. But Sheila, bakaba garichiri.
Okay.
And now I don't know what had happened. Konkaba katujira now they are not taking the second cohort. But Sheila bagarika konkankora. I remember then our news manager was Betty Dindi. Mjirangu I want to anchor. Mjirangu borinzireho. Also a good anchor is the best reporter.
Okay.
Once you master the field, the set is easy for you. Of course at that time
doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense, but I said anyway, okay. Yankwasa Rukshana, hi Shana. Yankwasa Rukshana yanjirangu. Where you want to go, she's there. Tambra now. I would get my scripts, write them, voice them, take them to Rukshana, tell her look through, how have I written. I'd go to that voicing suite and I say, Frank, come, Walusimbi. This is what I've voiced, listen through. Gertrude, Witware, hi Trudy. You know, how do I voice? How do I grow my voice? But still, I felt like there's more I can do. I don't feel I'm being utilized.
You're being underutilized. As the time goes by, the feeling, the urge grows.
Yes. So, nkokuri hanga kore ibintu byeye narwara.
What is it?
I had to go for surgery.
Okay. Twagarukwaho biriye twaturi muntu rugo mu mashomero.
I had surgery. They did the surgery. It was okay. Nagarukayo muka. For now that care.
To recuperate.
Yes. Mbandi aho, or someone comes to visit, one of my friends, Benja. Tugamba, I started telling him, I feel like
I want to go back to work.
Then nagarukayo kunka.
Tindenda kugaruka himbire.
He's like, there's this station that is coming up. Tell you where you are now, it's not at that level, but
yeah. You could start there.
Without going into the detail, that's how I moved to
next meeting.
Obomana rikura, in between Kashwerwa.
Shira. Shira nyoreka kunyusi anyuna yangu.
Naza kwiri.
Shira reka. In between
in between Kashwerwa. Ndamanyo barenda konka. That will be now we'll sit for another that one. That's a whole different thing. But in between Kashwerwa. Yes. So, Tambra still until a time where things failed and you asked me, I see people barambus on my pages. This used to be Mjisha what your chapter it ended, so we moved
the
on.
Name went back to the own. So Benja kujirati notandikira yo.
So nachiteka ho amagogeta najira who owns this facility. Bangambira natumye nambaye namterera.
Why yanje?
Na plasters anje because they hadn't
taken them away.
Na mtera konka of course this person cannot pick. Konka hangogo. Yeah, what? Yeah, jilida ngu ish.
Ujana plasters up.
Now, na jena na mami kutonga nangu rikuzankai. Atikangariki. I remember Carol was the PA then to that person. Na mjwa banzo pe lipstick.
Wazumu washroom.
Ijuka ombazi gona gucha kuri mu nachi you haven't. Narebe gumuntu namugambira.
Skin ko bundi.
Namugambira.
Nyonde nanka tanyendeshe.
That's okay. There's a process you go through it konka.
Banzo chiri. Yakuraganisa. It's beautiful.
Nazai. Nakora, and I made sure that I gave my best.
You have done that. It's evident.
I gave my best. Mukutwazo uko, I said I want to do more. I want to be better. I want to do more. I don't want to leave this profession. I work back today with our fellow colleagues who leave. Omuntu abakubi.
Yeah.
Abakubi. And I said,
and you know, it's quite a place. It's quite a place. You come, you belong, you identify, before you know it, you're off. And when you're off, it just like it sounds, you're off.
You're off. Then abantu batankagamba, oh good, the way she was on TV, the way she hatari kubi, taine na ukurara, taine na chi. I said no. That will not be my place. That will not be my place. Nkokutandika ka business kanja kachi.
I believe that the mwana yagambire Doreen, may her soul rest in peace. Okumo yemsiba mujwara je muzaka nisa ukawa ejire bya fashion.
Naturally ndakunda kurebekaje. I'm very intentional about my appearance. She passed it on, kandi nkachega. So I like to dress up. But I also like my peace. Like, it doesn't mean that I'm going to be like a model or a magazine picture every time. But when I have to show up, I want to. You outdo yourself. Konka, from stories that I had heard from my friends who had tried to go in the business, like these not the traditional ones, office what, abantu barabashashura, abantu. I say that. Konka nyuenda manya kwejweka. I don't know how to do it for other people.
Ah, okay.
You understand? Konka, the one thing I always admired was Mommy's mienda. Even when I go, if you invite me, wampaka dibiri, a wedding, ne kuhinjira, chances I'll come for the kuhinjira.
Omwenda.
Because I don't know, I just love that whole culture
thing.
Compared to
the pomp and the glamour.
Yes. Wedding. So I said, if I'm to go into this, the beauty
and serenity, yes.
So Najida, I'll still do dressing, but in this area. Okay. But also because people don't believe, and I know when I started Love and Bakajira, business kune abakazi bakuru. Mwenchi watandika business y'abakazi bakuru. I said there is no business that has an age defined to it. Ekintu yalakikunda.
Olakironda.
Hey.
Okay.
So natandika business yanje. Mpora. Business olazimanyi. There are good days, there are bad days, konka tuli.
You take baby steps.
Okay. You learn on the job. Kokubanzire naye abantu bakuru, naye abakazi bakuru. Konka nagizamu. Nayega. Nchaiga. But we are moving.
Sheila twahirira watugambira ngo kazaro mwana. And earlier on wawazire ngo bakaba bana. Ngino bwe bariyo.
Nyina abana bashatu.
1 2 3 Sheila. Hey, big mom. Surprising.
Nabana bashatu.
Wow.
I don't put them out more. I don't talk about them konkabari.
We thank God. Barich.
N'abantu bakuru. We sit and talk. I remember on one of the podcast episodes I talked about a conversation we had with my daughter about how when she said she wanted a tattoo.
I think I missed that. She was telling me what kugenda.
Hey, ngwenda kola tattoo. So as because I have mine, so we sat and had a conversation.
Akutandikata. Ati mami nyenda tattoo nke yawe.
Arenda tukore ezirashana.
How did you handle that conversation?
No kugamba, abana bahati no kugamba. Wako samani.
Not that.
You will not succeed.
And then you had to take her through.
Yeah, I said you'll do it.
But not now.
You'll do it. Konka banzo korechi, and that time will come. That time will come. And abana bahati, you need to give the why for everything. You don't just say yes or no, or you'll not do this. Yes. So you need to sit down obagambire. I do not think it's right for you to go here. This is the reason why I don't think. Mushtame mugani nk'abantu bakuru, and you also listen to them. Konka nechine ebire kuba have that gap to experiment. Unlike it when our parents would tell us, when I would say ndenda kuza kureba baba, agira ntora za kuzayo.
Simple. Back
to my room echo chao. Right? No conversation, no
nothing.
Konka hat wamjangu, you will not go to visit. She will go to visit whether you want it or not. So unless kushitama nawe, you have that conversation and understand, Barbara know her. What is driving her to
go visit? To
want to visit. Basi banamwishomero the whole week, especially ababade. Konka satadala kujira.
Nenda kuzowa baba.
Yes, like what is it? Is it coming from a good place? Like try and understand. How about Barbara?
That too. Give it an option.
Hey. Ninga kamba tware ha movie na baba, because you're still spending time. But you as a parent, you're monitoring and observing this Barbara person that they've become
close to.
So parenting now neobukoju and the brain. What am money like ours for
back in the day. Interesting. So kobo lyaho tunyokanze no kwega. Because twaherera manyama kere.
So I said nyine kutandi finish what I started. So I joined Cavendish. I did my bachelor's in international relations. I said, Eshahwa, I've done courses with the CEO Summit, preparing you to be a CEO. And then I did my master's because I said, Natanka business agenda jetegereza. I'm just. Yeah. So I did my master's in my MBA. That was from Tusiime. I've done women in leadership courses here and there. Now I've just completed I'll be graduating on the 5th of June, my 3-month course, Journey to the Boardroom, preparing me to be a board member. Beautiful. Yes. Beautiful.
You have been so intentional about this thing called Okshoma.
I've been intentional because I'm a strong advocate, and I've always told my mother this one. I hope now she understands that I don't believe in life should be A to Z.
Okay.
I do not. Because Barbara was kutambula her journey A to Z. That is not Sheila's journey. Yes. That is not Mark's journey. Maybe Sheila's journey is A to T. Then agarukeyo. Then kanda. But does she get to the finish line? And does she get there well?
Yeah.
For me, that is the point. You know? Because I remember at some point umvak I had friends that mami akatala bakunda, like any parent, because I think she was seeing Sheila's siblings at a certain level.
Yeah.
Abandi bagira heru, abandi ba hatogu Cats. That's when Cats was Cats in this town. MC Cats. DJ Shiru. Now for her to see me in those circles,
that was a problem.
There was a problem. But again, going back to parenting, I believe that you let umwana to go through that phase with your guidance. Grace. And now, like, I go out like any normal person, but I will not be there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, because I went through it. I lived that life. I got enough of it. Now I'm settled. I have. I'm working towards it. And no one is pushing me to do anything. I remember Kanari keeps telling me, I know. Huh? Is it by force? I said no. I'm doing it with intention because
true.
Yes. And I know that if I want to get there, I'm ready for it.
Okay.
But then there are people who will say byakare Sheila aine kuzam primary azem secondary azem akere ashwerwe, that marriage must work by hook or crook. Nwaraman. Hawokuba, what will people say? Otatshwaza. Then you're ending up with corporate people that we say are okay committing suicide in these mental facilities. Hawokuba bari mu rehab. Tabandi her street need iwe nani.
True. As wagamba kanare wagamba na mental health, and that brings me to the next question. Mind your head.
Yes.
Mind your head jo. Mukashita miwe na mugume mwashansente kateka akakuletera script warete ndijo mukija muta. Hano mugume.
Mugume, do I say, do I not say?
Gladly for you, by the time we hosted him, Mind Your Head wasn't
there.
So he didn't talk about it. So hello, it's Sheila's turn.
So Mind Your Head.
Yes.
One, Kabanda Kora Zumba at some point. I was a Zumba person.
Kind of people.
Yes.
I saw you walk the other day, remember?
Yes. Yeah. I'm a strong believer in working out. Again, going back to looking good. And so the Zumba class that I went to was for Geraldine Opoka.
Who doesn't know Jerry? Hey. Of her hair, of her everything.
Yes. So Jerry Ogwe, when we would finish class, because class never kazwonk, it is now that she has started incorporating men, but because of the nature of the class, never shija nibach, and even then barija bajend. So after class, we had like those tea moments.
Okay. Girls being girls.
Yes. tuganira tu.
Someone wants to kill me for tea. I hope you don't watch this. And he will watch it. Every other mom is like, bitiwe no chai.
Nanye ndakunda chai.
Oh, and be shocked the tea I love. When I say I'm going out for tea or coffee, you think ndio ni kunywa matenga marumu. Zero.
Black tea. Tindasa kunywa mkara.
Very well spiced. Mbwe shida. Anyway, it is your story. Tell me.
Nyewe na chai. Nganazo mbara. Chai.
I went the last time. Tukatahobje nyibwa mnyoni wanje. Hi Jackie Arinda. Tukatahobje nyibwa Arinda 2024. I remember so very well. Early June. I think 1st or 2nd June thereabouts. So I'd gone with friends. Hi Adela. And I was the chauffeur. But away from me being the chauffeur, I was not drinking. We went out to a wedding. For some reason, I found myself, we were out and we were in a club at 3 a.m. and I was taking pictures with my tea.
Chai,
my teapot at 3 a.m. But, and yes, I wanted tea and I had tea. It's okay to have your tea, Sheila.
Chai, my friends keep telling me, Sheila. Chai for me is a must. So, anyway, would see it, Nkaba cousin would talk.
Yeah, share life.
Yeah, but even when I stopped Zumba, because then I transitioned from Zumba and as I'm gym now too.
So you gym now?
Yeah, now I gym. I do gym, I do boxing, I walk, like you found me walking, yeah. So I try to mix. But for Zumba, it's been a while. So now, the people, I want to kujira or to sing body okay, they're not actually okay.
Went to the J. In that
exactly. Yeah. So, but I would, when I'd meet people on that gamba, I would just speak their minds and to be intentional about the stories. I do try to do human interest stories to pick up people's, but I felt that that wasn't enough.
Yeah.
So, one day, I called him. He was out of the country, I remember. I said, ndenda kora Twitter space.
Okay.
Talking about mental health. Nyanja, okay, that's actually, I've also been talking to people. Kangarke, we sit and
talk about it.
When we sat and talked, he said, no, let's not do, because that's a one-off. The impact will not be.
Yeah, let's do where it will stay.
Yes.
And the people, like now, I'm very curious. I'll go look for that episode with your daughter. Your daughter's story. So that at that time when you air
you can always
catch up.
So he said, okay, so that's how we started. Mind your head. And I'm very happy, Bab. When abantu batukunzire, you know, you go to places and people will tell you, I'm now intentional about it. And people will tell you, they will refer to an episode.
Yeah.
That means the original goal, which was impact,
is being created.
Yes.
Yeah.
So once in a while, of course, you put in things, and it also comes with its challenges. I see people saying how I'm dating Mugume and what.
That will always come.
Is
it the first time you're being tagged to someone you work with?
Course. And tukashtama, we knew what we wanted from this. Anything outside what we want to achieve to help someone out there, that doesn't matter.
True.
So that's how we started. Of course, like any other thing you start, it's challenges. It is a cameraman, Tija, guest.
You record and sound has issues.
Sound has
my work.
A whole.
When you're struggling with what do I give these people next?
Yes. Then of course now.
Sheila comes at 4 when she was. No, not to victimize you.
No, but I understand, because there's then setting up guests and maybe some don't come, some come. There's difficult guests.
There's lots of things.
When you look at the journey so far, you like, there's impact being made. So we move on. And I pray that it grows bigger than us to be able to help people out there. Abokubanka okugambire titulije.
Shida. Ari mde turukora itwe tukatekateka muntu yo ntukora. Konka hari henshonga bwinshi turi kubikora. Hari henshonga bwinshi ruhanga yimukire ryizoba akakutekatekesa umuringo ogwo ngo terere mugume muganira shintejo kichibo. For me it's a calling. For me it's your God-given responsibility and that's why against the odds you are making effort to have an episode every other time. Mwenu ruhanga kwere abahwere ababase umurimo gwabonera. Nyakusima gumasimirwe nanye baje kucingambira kanshi kugamba nyakusima agumasimirwe tibyorobi turiyo ntwendera amanya so oyega ozara abana obadota biribita omuka how is mommy arije akarwaraho there a bit but we managed akatkwasya Echibuzo cham, how is mommy? It's good to hear about how she is and of course old age. You being a last born, I assume.
Old age. Of course, like all parents now. Yeah, tari mothers union meeting ari mukwinjira ari obujeni araba busy. But it's also understandable abokuba bakura to agenda they have nothing to do.
You equally are busy, so imagine.
Yes. So Konkarije, I'm trying, I keep telling people when I go to speak at different places that I don't think had into work-life balance. Konka noktwaza one day at a time, nokushabaruhanga tamagara. Hey. Nembabas.
Are you a good girl now? I'm saying it because of the question I avoided to ask you earlier. In mommy's eyes.
I'm not a good girl, I'm a star.
You're a star. High five my sister. Wangora happy because it's supposed to chandia hungamwe just
no master
wanjira no ijuka wanjira ngu ukareba mami tia shemererwaje wijuka.
No, let me tell you Barbara, that's why I said that I'm a strong believer because I'm a living testimony. Ngu buri omwe hanga mtegekire their own journey.
Yes, not that
much as you nkomzire you want your child to walk a specific journey tiwe hanga Konka yahika her point Z. That's what you should celebrate.
How we get there?
How we get there.
Embarrassed.
Sheila, who was whatever she was, is a national asset. My job is not any job. I serve the entire country.
And beyond.
And beyond. On top of that, I have also built myself to be a respectable person in society.
Yes.
But I don't think you just go to the street and pick people to sit in this chair.
No dear.
So the fact that
matter of fact, tell them how I got to get you.
Barbara, can you write that one?
No, thing is, I'm not saying it to throw it to you, but it's just in good faith in line with how you are. The many things that God has put before you to align and walk life. I don't take it in a negative way at all.
So she's proud. She's proud of Jeninachi or Kuija. I'm like, no, I'm not coming. But she's, you know, she keeps telling me, and it's not what Shoma. I want her church bari kumbuza elza kota Shoma weekend ODJ. You see that she lives off that the pride.
Yes, and she understands that you are an adult now.
I'm an adult.
Set out.
Yes, you know, in her groups, in her circles, in her, because I want to be to abok. They also so much believe in what other people say. So they find joy and pride in their children, their being
where you are.
Yes. So I cannot, that moment happened, but it's a testimony that our journeys are not the same.
Yeah.
But how intentional are you to turn that around?
Yeah, but it's TikTok. Sheila Juledera, Sheila Naishongora, Sheila Natkorero, mimicking these other funny voices and audios. How did you get there? Sometimes, let me tell you, TikTok is a viral. It is. Last night alone, I slept at 2 because I randomly touched my phone to check something and found myself on TikTok.
The moment you open one video.
And I want to delete that thing. I will wake up. I just started it to put these videos there. But I am not a TikTok person, but I am now becoming one.
The moment you open one video, that's it. You see an hour go by, 2 hours go by.
That used to be Instagram. I don't post, but I go there, check the reels, scroll through, see what people do. I have particular pages I follow that write inspiration.
TikTok.
Hat TikTok, yeah, in all kind. Nakatari. You will see Munonga, the other dance looking for something and someone said, write on TikTok. I wrote and got it like in less than
it helps.
Yeah.
Wiser to look for that thing. That's how you end up spending an hour. Now,
TikTok, why are you the reason I stay awake? You and your very many other people on Kiwi. Yes.
Oh my God, TikTok. Yes. TikTok nkajitandika. First of all, I think I try to be a very private person. Yeah. But I wasn't, much as I was in the media space, I wasn't really strong online. Mm-hmm. But like I said, I'm very intentional. So when I set out my goal for the next 5 years, what does it look like and what does it take me to get there? So narebangu online presence
is key.
I need to put kuonjera mamani.
Because then there's a thin line between you being what you're going to be online and you sharing your life or oversharing for you.
Yes. So echina akola nagira unaza kutamamani online across all platforms. Okay. Konka nashitama nagira, I want to understand these platforms. The audiences are different. About TikTok tibalende bintu bya serious tibala byenda.
Ebiri serious obutwali her ex naye yashishikire minwa.
Naye yashishikire. So nagira, but also interacting with people. Everyone, like you said when we were beginning, they have a different perception of shida riata, or shida know her, but it's on me to give people what I feel they should know.
Yeah, but then it's a thin line again. You will give us
and you interpret whatever way.
Exactly, but from where you sit, you have given.
I have given. So nagira ngu ebintu ebiri serious nakinaza kubita TikTok ndenda abantu barebe Sheila nawe no muntu
ari human.
Ndi human. So tina my people pick that, but that was my intent.
I think I do. I really do.
Ako abantu bareba X, abantu bareba Instagram, abantu when they see you ori moderating events, people already have their perceptions. You're a show off, you're arrogant, you're serious, then bakureba oku ori kuzina mwedira zawe ori ku, which is good because then they get to understand Sheila know her arakunda chi arakunda. Now that you know, like for people who want football, she's posting football, she's at a football game, then they understand it may not entirely be the truth, but it's part of who this person like
I will tell you, Sheila is a soft life ambassador thanks to TikTok.
As a wabi how you give
mwara bakora bori mu myanya y'abagiga shakusha nanda kureba manya. Sheila, you will wake up in your dira, but where are you wearing it for? It's a dira, yes. Nyonda njijwire ndi mu kitchen ndakuta masafuria. You will ringa imara. Yes.
Oh my God. Echonka tikachiteka.
It is weird. It is weird.
But TikTok no cover to the human side of
you,
of me.
And to add life and flavor
to the brand, Sheila. Abantu batateka that you're only this kind of person.
I should start looking at it that way.
But also for people to understand that there's a time and place for everything.
Yes,
there's a time and place for everything. Okay. So, omuntu arareba TikTok only that doesn't have an X account.
They will think,
if they sit down, when they sit down with this person who is on, they can even fight because the other one will say it cannot be. Even this one will say it cannot be. Hawakwenda muri conferences muchi tarabasa kuba
ebimpa.
Bia.
Sheila turi kugenda. I have one last question. How are you?
I think that's my best question so far.
You know, I am asking you this question because I don't like being asked that question. Half of the times I never know what the right answer is. But how are you?
I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm genuinely okay. I know now people have crammed nguba kubuza how are you ogaruke I'm okay.
Yeah.
Obotari je kwonka ndije abokuba ruhango ogu anyerekire mbabazi especially last month.
Okay.
Omwaka tugutandikire je kwonka nyino kwikiriza. You know? Ngumeza no keep telling me yo buri zoba shamshanje uri mukushaba. And I say yes. And I've never been disappointed. Of course, that doesn't mean buri kimwe kiragenda. Hari bo barashitama mu business ejo gambe ruhanga.
Ni buhoro.
Nshinge honing. Ona shiwiki hona. Obo ine emishara o ine chiyo ine kuleta stock o ine. After like 2 weeks ruhanga kuleta nka client.
Ashangura biri byona.
Obodi aho ha social media omuntu agambe kekintu ogambe hatogu oze chebera nka account tora mmanya aine nka 8 followers konka yagamba
and if you do area we are creating a particularly that one
konka hanganye jisengu focus who is this person tora mmanya they're not relevant, they're not ugumeke. What is relevant hate echo
it's sunk in.
It's sunk in. Now I got to give myself peace, to give myself grace. It
is okay.
Even if I'm a perfectionist, not tamaman chikarem.
And it's okay that chakwa.
And it's okay.
Yes, because
and
for me that's key.
It is key, and that's why we are having so many challenges also mentally. Omuntu is proving to society, is proving to relatives ekintu kyanjire akigumiremu. And then you hear someone jumped off the balcony. When I show muntu to achita nawe, how did she jump off the balcony?
Right?
Right? So that has made me, I think, like my good friend Kasuku says, that ensitochiteka komanya.
Chitu.
But it's actually the truth.
I hosted a guy, you could know him, Sir Enoch. He told me something, and I will never forget it. He told me, Barbara, I've been serious. Okay, Clara, I'm not exaggerating. When I loosened up and started being stupid, money is flowing in. So
gigs.
Yes, clearly in a state. May the Lord teach us to know that and live by it.
To live by it, kujirangwe chichayanga, kankwate chindi. Tanchile hariyechi.
Wow.
Tonkandije, ndije. Hanga mberireho, ankwasize. Shitami muntebe ya Barbara hati.
Stop.
So ndi wamani mnonga.
Stop. As that was. Thank you for coming by. Yebare kutuganirira twaganira azanakurikiriza. Azanayega. First thing I want to go and do is to allow myself to be who I should be. Loosen up. I am too serious, I guess, with life. Before I go, Barbara, now Gamba in the different places, there are two things I normally push, and I want to leave that for everyone who's going to watch this. One, there are two. Self-care. Ego mama.
Waza kunchiza ngambe mrujungu.
Egamba. Jirof sinji.
Self-care, especially in this day and age.
Yes. Kwereberera, kwefaho.
Mware bashira kwato mhanda yatandika kwiruka ninga kutambura. By the time I get to where I'm going, my head is clear, my mind is clear.
You declutter.
Ora shango muntu who has anger. Anger that has built up for days, for weeks, but they do not know what that is doing to them. They do not know what that is doing to the people around them.
Yeah. And if they are your boss.
Nabeshenjereza. Mwefeho, be self-aware to know that haunaika. Let me first walk out. Let me first walk out. Let me first end this conversation. Let me first stop.
I can always come back if I have to.
Yes. Let me first stop. I'm going to come back to this situation. Let me stop speaking for now. We'll come back to this later. What are those things that you do that center you again. Abantu ndakunda spa.
Okay. Ngokunda chai.
Ndakunda spa because it relaxes me. I like to take my walks. I love the gym because I work out, I'm eating two birds. You listen to funny conversations. By the time you leave that gym,
you are okay.
So what is that one thing for you
that brings you back?
Yes. How do you not love yourself enough but you love other people? Orashanga omukazi arachera azekora ari habana ari giving herself in office, at home, everywhere,
but not to herself.
I keep asking myself, what are you planning a week away? I want to see where you've planned for yourself. That on Saturday, shaha okuga shahin, paka sham shanj, it's my time. I'm not going to the supermarket to buy things for the house. I'm not doing work for office. I'm not visiting relatives, because when you tell people self-care, they think nokuza relatives and with children to the beach. You're with people, you're still being
crowded.
Where is you in that week?
Yeah. That's key.
And most of them.
That's very key, and that's how people get overwhelmed. And
before you know it, you're in hospital with inflammation, with high blood pressure. But this is boundaries.
Oh, I saw that about you. You love people from afar.
Boundaries is very, very important. Omuntu yakugira mutanterera shahibiri.
Why?
You start, what does she mean? What do you mean? But even you who is saying don't call me at 8, Barbara yakuterera, you pick. Then she knows that I can actually call her
at 8.
Omuntu arijam office shy 12, but they tell you I can only start seeing people at 9. So why did you come to office at 6? What do you mean?
I will lock the door if I must.
6 to 9 is the time where I ground myself for the
day.
But I also don't need to explain it. If I say I'm seeing people from 9, then respect that. I've communicated it. Do you understand?
Yeah.
With family, you see people contributing and they are in debt. You have like 5 events for the month. You want to go to all the events because you can't say no. So that means you're contributing. You're going to wedding meetings and also contributing. You're going to buy an outfit.
You're buying fuel to go
to the
border cost.
Yet you can actually tell the person if they really, yes, I'll not do meetings, I'll not do what? Ndaza kuha contribution yanje between okwinjira and what? Ndaza kuja kwinjira object ndaza kuba, oh, I will not even come for both kunkana za kuha contribution. But you'd rather borrow, you'd rather
go over and above.
Omuntu ya so you have a fight with Barbara Ozimba the entire week, but you're in the same space with Barbara. Every time you CH nigga, but you're all adults. You can sit and say respectfully, Barbara, this happened, but
I didn't like it.
I didn't like it. It made me feel this way. I still want our friendship to continue. You let that anger out
and breathe.
But Barbara will also know next time when I'm dealing with this person,
or even other
this is
people,
where I stop. So
should I ever wapanda okunako kwakulyo kano kwako yebale kwish
mwebale kunkunda mwebale ku nyeta in your space, and I'm happy.
I
hope there was impact.
A great deal. I feel it myself, and I'm very sure that abare tumukujja kugambira shiro kumwabire ndoweza muhandika hifao kande chindi bashira bine podcast na naje bagambire nimujumanya nawo konka kwapa wijja kule mugogo kubanza nibo wajireba bambe subscribe ozeyo mbagambo rujungu konka rujungu rurunje wena mugome kande chindi shira wabo ino mukoro no tura Kampala buri hamwe mwihange na delivery waba nonda kureba kaje bangambire bije ahi baratushanje
tulintinda Harid Complex Love and Less Bride emishanana emyenda material kaftans gomesi hari habarenda kwija ngu tubakore nkaza kaftan material nazo ziri hari habarija ngu turenda just material turaza kwekora ibintu nk'ito nazo ziri so mwije hagire business yanje umwana wanya kuri
lovely ibare shit
bari
waheze wakoraje mnywani wanje program ya shitamana nyamwiza ntuba twine eshahemwe kandi eshahe ya Sheila Tusiime nuko twaza kujivuga majingaga yatuganirira benji konka ebyo mutano ebintu kwenda ngunta sigayo no kuyatuganirira ahakwemanya iwe nko muntu are you aware of yourself okusigamba mu nyankore mwe nshindika kibe kindi ako najira nto kwemanya no mumanyo mwemanyo ngiyayihurira are you self aware? Do you understand how you live, how you do what you do, what keeps you aligned, what gets you off course? Ebyo kutuntuza niki omuntu nabasa kukora ata wabo tuntuzibwe nariwe nko muntu nabasa kukora ki ekiri kuja kweragara ko mumbera omuntu yagire cyakutuntuza nari wagubwa kubi ebintu ebino bikuru abo kubo bunako bwa hati enshonga zikwatira na mental health ni mpango zikanyire za janjara kandi omuga gwanje niwe nashiro twatayise no kurenga twena twaguma turije turuhoro twashara twakora ibigumere twacwa mwinshi amezi tashemire abo kugira ngo twagubwa kubi nari twatuntuzibwa mwe twaza kusibura ndi Barbara Nyamwiza mukama kabara Tusiime ntwija kuba ntugaruka hesa biteri kwija kore wija haguri mu rwo gwo kubanza nyabra we subscribing za YouTube handice shitamana Nyamwiza noja kureba page yetu rero nabashira n'abandi ababezire bakakufera ntwija kuba kuretera reba kangu tuwaferwa ubu wo subscribing reka tujene tukunda mnonga tayari western programs nyamurunji nyinji mnonga zitakakufera ogumeho